it's hard to see right now after all we've been through in the last 2 years. But let's take a moment today to celebrate quietly, to reflect on what we've done in the past 2 years, where we've come from and where we are today, because we have come a long way with our message of freedom. From here in our town to all across the country, from standing on corners and in parks to marching through cities and even across the Auckland Harbour Bridge. And all the while they told us we were just hundreds, we became tens of thousands. And then we took that whole marching thing to a whole new level. And the whole country came out to cheer as we drove to our capital and we camped on their hill. They may have ignored us, but trust me, they heard us. You know, there's an old saying about times like these that goes, first they ignore you, then they ridicule you, then they attack you, and then you win. Do you remember when they ignored us? When we stood on those corners and spoke in those squares and they walked on past us like they just didn't care? Or how about that time when we went to Wellington and they closed Parliament just to avoid us? And then you remember how they ridiculed us, called us fringe and a river of filth. And then after that, you know what happened next. They attacked us. They took up their shields and they bashed us and sprayed us and pushed us and fought us and showed us that they have no argument, no wish to talk like grown-ups, with no discussion to persuade us, just violence. So yes, today let's celebrate just how far we've come and how we've stood one by one, and how when they took our jobs, we stood to fight, and when they locked us out, we stood again to fight. And we won't back down until we've got back our rights, the freedom to choose, the freedom to speak, our freedom. So now we breathe and renew our faith to fight again and celebrate. First they ignored us, then they ridiculed us, then they attacked us. What do you think comes next?